Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing today? How was y'all weekend? Let me know down below. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another video with Life of Chesed for General Hospital Spoilers week of May 26th through the what, 30th? Yeah, through the 30th. Hold on. Okay, so I said I was going to do a spoiler video because, according to the spoilers, they're not going to air no episode today. The Bold and Beautiful look like the Bold and Beautiful airs. And I think they said Beyond the Gates is not going to air either. So far, the only thing we watching today is the Bold and Beautiful. But okay, so they say on Monday's episode they're not going to air it. It's going to be an encore episode of November 26, 2024, when Lulu returns to Port Charles due to the Memorial Day holiday. So nothing today, y'all, for General Hospital. Hold on, let me scroll down. Tuesday, May 27th, they said that Brooklyn and Dante have conflicting emotions in regards to the big Geo reveal. Lois, no, I forgot to put that. They say at the center of the unfolding storm is Lois, who has a lot of explaining to do. I forgot to put that in the little description. When Michael back in town, Nina hopes that Sonny might throw his support behind her. And Sasha, and although Sasha's nerves are jangling, someone managed to soothe her. Cody can't help but be filled with regret as he watches the fallout of Lulu's investigation. Wednesday, May 28th. Hold on, y'all. It's freezing up. Okay, Wednesday, May 28th. Michael is surrounded by his family as they welcome him back to Port Charles. Dante and Brooklyn seek out Geo. Chase has something to get off his chest. Nina takes Maxie into her confidence. Thursday, May 29th. Let's see. Dante confronts Lulu. Michael and Jason are reunited. Trina and Kai take things to the next level. Okay, I had to mute that. I think they was playing something. Let me see. I already said Trina and Kai take things to the next step. Sasha has advice for Cody. Brooklyn and Ned have a heart-to-heart. Friday, May 30th. Hold on, y'all. It's froze again. Okay, here it goes. Friday, May 30th. Liz and Laura catch up. Ava gives Nina advice. Michael has a request for Sasha. And Curtis has a few doubts. He has doubts. And the last thing is that Alexis takes a meeting with Lucky and Kristina. And now I'm just going to give my opinion. First of all, the first thing before I forget, I said, okay, now I know I might be the only one that feel this way. But if Brooklyn can tell Chase, if she can tell Tracy, I feel like Dante has the right to know. I just don't feel like Lulu should have been the one to say anything. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying how they don't think that Dante should know and this and know that. But if she could tell Chase and Tracy, she could tell Dante. She should have been the one. Y'all know how I feel. Y'all know what I always say. Never give nobody no chance to one up you. Never give nobody no chance to tell what you should be telling. And now Lulu don't sit up here. But I think that the way it came out, even though I don't agree with it, Gio did that. Gio did that. And then the other thing that stood out last week is the fact that Michael just popped up out of nowhere and look on Willow and Drew face. Did y'all see? If y'all didn't see it, who uploaded it? Somebody uploaded a sneak peek. They showed Michael talking to Wiley. He's explaining that he finna get ready to have, or they finna get ready to have a sleepover with at Grandma Carly's. Then Willow come running out there with Drew talking about, so Michael wait or whatever. And Wiley talking about, so bye mommy. And then Jason stops Willow and Drew saying following them would be a bad idea. I said, yeah. I said, right on, because what y'all thought this was? What they thought this was? How y'all gonna sit up here? It's bad enough. What's his name? What was his name? They took, what was it? Brad. It's bad enough that Brad and Nell took this man's son. Now y'all trying to do the same thing? What? But I feel like they're gonna give Willow custody. I could be wrong. Hopefully not. I hope that they give split custody, joint custody, or whatever. But yeah, I feel like once they find out everything, because the way Diane and them been talking, they don't. Well, Diane do know, don't she? She do know that Michael got a baby by Sasha, don't he? Don't she? I mean, because once they try to go from the perspective of, okay, Willow cheated and they play the video and stuff like that, all they gotta do is find out that Michael cheated too, and he got a baby by Sasha, and then boom. So that's why I said split custody. Split custody. Both of y'all some cheaters. Both of y'all some cheaters. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like if they do, because they said Rick's supposed to find out. And this week, once again, Michael's supposed to have a request for Sasha, and Rick's supposed to be, finding dirt. I said he gonna find out. He definitely gonna find out. Well, okay, let me go back to it. So once again, Monday they're not gonna air no episode today, y'all. So Tuesday, Brooklyn and Dante have conflicting emotions to deal with. I seen a spoiler. I ain't gonna say it's a spoiler because I don't know if it's true or not. They said allegedly that Gio shuts out Brooklyn, but he opens up to Dante. And I said, well, I understand because Dante didn't know anything about none of this. He didn't know nothing about nothing. So yeah, I understand. But down the line, Gio, y'all know. And another thing I was gonna say about that is why don't nobody do no doggone DNA test no more? Why don't nobody do no doggone DNA test no more? Did they do a DNA test on Ace? That was one storyline I was waiting on. Cause then what was her name? Esme. Didn't she like just pop up pregnant or whatever? I don't know if they ever did a DNA test or not, but I'm assuming they didn't. Did they? Let me know down below, y'all. Cause I was like, why don't nobody do now? So far they have been saying that Gio actually is Brooklyn and Dante's son, but y'all know how they be telling stories all the time. Okay, let's see what the next thing said. Oh, Nina. That's supposed to be on tomorrow's episode. Nina gonna sit up here and try to get Sonny this to support her and help and tell Michael this and tell Michael, don't tell Michael nothing. Don't tell, because you the one sit up here and got the lawyer in the first place. What she trying to get? She over here be trying to, what's it called? What she be trying? It's not manipulation, is it? I don't know what it's called. She be doing something in regard because they was married. Because her and Sonny was married. She always going to him with something. I said, what's it called? It's a word to explain this. I said, no, no. Get it, what you just told Carly? That Michael ain't got nobody to blame but himself. I mean, not himself. What you said? Michael ain't got nobody to blame but Carly. Don't sit up here trying to get Sonny on your side. Y'all trying to take this man's son. I forgot that. I be forgetting. I be forgetting they got 2 kids. But yeah, I said it's bad enough that Brad and Nell took this man's son. Now y'all trying to do the same thing, talking about some visitation on what they said visitation on the weekend. How you gonna tell him he could only visit his son and daughter on the weekend? What the world going on? I said now, if they was moving to another place, which is what Drew trying to do now that we know he's trying to move her to DC and the kids to DC. I about to say why couldn't they split custody? If they gonna be in the same place, now it'd be hard to do. If they relocate or whatever. But at the same time, I think it is excuse me. If I'm not mistaken, it is for people who do share custody. I think they get 6 months. 6 months and then well the 6 and 6 is 12. It's early, y'all. But I was like, yeah, why couldn't they split custody? I feel like if they do award Willow sole custody, whatever, once she finds out about Drew, that's when she gonna give him back, custody or whatever, or split custody. Hold on, let me see what else they say, y'all. It said Cody has regret about his part, the part he played in regards to Lulu's investigation or whatever. And I said, well, you didn't really do nothing. I said, well, I don't think he didn't really do nothing, did he? He just was trying to help her research, wasn't he? Michael was faking until he found. Yeah, exactly. I know he was. He definitely was. But hold on, wait. I didn't read the whole thing. Diane knows what Willow and Drew did cause the ripple. Yeah, yeah, but y'all know. I ain't gonna say it. How I said, sometimes in certain. Well, I said, because this is how I think of things. Sometimes in certain cases, and I hate to say this because people be saying you'll pick me, you'll pick this, and you'll pick that. But I feel like in certain cases, no, how can I say this? They always say how mothers have it worse and they don't want to, they the only ones left with the kids and stuff like this. But then when they have fathers who actually want to be a part of their kids' life and fight for their kids, they have a problem with it. And I know I always have to get deep and make this personal or make this a way that people can relate, but that's just how I am. And I just feel like they do that all the time. It is a lot of dads and stuff that don't care, but it's also moms that don't care. But yeah, what Willow did definitely caused a ripple effect. I know Michael would have never cheated if Willow didn't start what she started. Exactly, but y'all know they gonna flip it on him. That's why they waited so long to reveal it. Now I'd be shocked that they actually go through the custody battle and they don't reveal it. But I feel like the way they the way they told Rick that Martin was trying. Why did Martin leave the show? The guy that played Martin. Why did he leave? But yeah, I feel like the way that they told Rick that Martin said that they had to get dirt on Michael, that they definitely gonna expose it. And I was like, he might lose custody. And I don't agree with that. They should get joint custody because both of them a cheater at this place. Both of them a cheater. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, it's definitely a ripple effect. I wonder what would have happened if Michael had already revealed what happened after the fact before he found out Sasha was pregnant or whatever. He probably would have kept that a secret after he found out that anyways. But yeah, what else? But yeah, they definitely. That's why I said I hate they did this. They could have waited to have him hook up with Sasha, but no, they got to sit up here and make it his fault. Um, what they say? Somebody left a comment. Somebody reacted. Okay, but yeah, the last thing for Tuesday they got is that Cody is filled with regret about the fallout from Lulu's investigation. Wednesday, May 28th. Let me scroll down. Yeah, let me scroll down. Michael is surrounded by his family as they welcome him back to Port Charles. Um, Dante and Brooklyn reach out to Geo, and that's when I said I think I seen something that said I did see something that said that Geo's not gonna want to talk to Brooklyn, but he's gonna open up to Dante. I don't know about that. I don't know if it's true or not because y'all know Geo was like he see that Dante don't like him or whatever. Dante expressed his true feelings. Remember that? What else? Chase had something to get off his chest. I said, well, Chase, you might as well go on arrest Lulu now. You might as well go on arrest her now because she done did it. She done did it. Well, technically, he heard it from Gio, but if she had never stuck her nose in nothing, the truth wouldn't have been out. Nina takes Maxie into her confidence. Oh, I know what I said when I read that spoiler. I said, okay, Nina, once again, you still doing everything except telling the truth. You still doing everything except telling the truth. Why this phone blacking out? Hold on. Yeah, they say Nina takes Maxie to her confidence. So I don't know if that's about, excuse me, the secret or what. But yeah, that's what they say. Thursday, May 29th. They said Lulu might want to brace herself because Dante confronts her. And I was like, what a shame. I knew he was going to be mad. I knew he was going to be mad, but I wonder if he's going to, once he comes down, because he was mad in the mug at Gio that day. Once he comes down, I wonder, how is he gonna look at it from perspective as okay, everybody was lying to me. She the one person that decided, to come forward. Well, technically she didn't tell him. Hold on, wait, it said something. Hold on, y'all. How I scroll down? Well, duh. Hold on. I hope Willow doesn't go slinging back to Michael when she finds out about Nina and Drew. I don't want Michael to take her back. Mind you, she's still wearing Michael's wedding ring while being with Drew. Right. Did y'all see that they saying that that's not really Drew? They saying that there's somebody else. Somebody said it's Shiloh. Somebody else said Peter August, but I don't know about that. And I said, I feel like he definitely has he acting strange. I said that. I definitely feel like it's more to this storyline. He trying to get her away from town, isolate her, and everything. But yeah, what's the last thing? It was something. I forgot, y'all. But the next thing, Michael and Jason are reunited as they catch one another up on recent events. So I'm assuming they finna get ready to talk about Sasha, the ultrasound, all this stuff. Yeah, Rick gonna find out soon, y'all. Trina and Kai take things to the next level. That's supposed to be wait. I thought that was gonna be on today's episode. I mean tomorrow's episode. That's on Thursday. They take things to the next level. Cause y'all know they showed that preview where he was like, I think he asking her if she's sure. So I'm assuming they finna get ready to sleep together. And I was like, I feel like she's still not over what's his name? Spencer. Sasha has advice for Cody because he still feels guilty about his involvement. Once again, I was like, he didn't really do nothing. He just helped her. Well, he did help her look into it or whatever. But other than that, he didn't really do nothing. Brooklyn and her dad have a heart to heart. I'm assuming that's when he gonna ask her what they say. Oh, I think that's the same thing. Okay, I'm assuming he gonna ask her why she didn't feel like she could talk to him about her pregnancy. And Friday, May 30th, they said that Liz and Laura have plenty to talk about. Excuse me. Liz and Laura have plenty to talk about when they get together. Ava gives Nina advice. You need to give yourself some advice. Oh, y'all going to jail. I've been saying that for the longest. I said everybody going to jail because everybody doing something they ain't got no business doing. But yeah, Ava gives Nina. Didn't Ava tell Nina to tell her daughter the truth? I think so. Michael has a request for Sasha. And I was like, dude, at this point, my thing with Sasha, the whole Sasha thing is How you confront Willow about her affair when you done slept with her husband? You didn't just sleep with her husband. You got pregnant by her husband. If you don't want nobody out, this is another thing I always say. If you don't want nobody to know the secret, you might want to stay out their face. I said, yeah, Sasha, how you gonna talk noise? Even though Willow threw away her vows, they still married, and you slept with her husband. But you over here talking about some how she slept with his uncle stuff. You slept with her husband. I feel like I be one of the few people that call out certain things. But what else we got? I think the last two things is Curtis has reservations about Portia in regards to the Portia situation. That's another thing I don't understand. I don't understand. Okay. That's another thing I don't understand because you already told the biggest thing, or one of the biggest things, that you did something you ain't got no business. You switched Heather's test results or whatever. Why was it such a hard thing for you to tell that Brad was blackmailing you? I don't understand that part. Like I think the worst out of the thing would be that you did something like that illegal that you could go to jail. Wait, can Brad go to jail for blackmailing too? I don't know how that work, y'all. But yeah, Brad got out of Dodge. He out of there. Oh, what was the lady name? The escort. I was thinking about that. Can't they just bring her back to town? Well, it's too late now because Ezra told that Nina was talking to Jacinda or whatever. So now I'm wondering, like, since Drew, how we get to talk about Drew? But since Drew has isolated Willow from pretty much everybody, well, now it seems like her and Isaiah getting kind of close. I said, "You next, buddy. He gonna get you next." But yeah, I was like, now that he don't isolated her from almost everybody except Nina. Nina's still there. I'm like, what is he planning for her? Because he set up Tracy or whatever. You know, she out on bail. He set her up. So I'm like, what is he gonna do in regards to Nina and Portia? And the last thing, I already said Curtis has reservation. The last thing is that Alexis takes a meeting with Kristina and Lucky. And I was like, Lucky. Now you should have stayed out of it. You should have stayed out of it. If you would have said, you should have told Elizabeth the truth, because now she's gonna feel a certain type of way. Because she was already talking to what's his name? Lucas, about how she feel like he gonna leave town and stuff like that. And I was like, dude, I feel like she gonna be upset. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I feel like she gonna be upset. And I was like, man, get this storyline over with already. Get this story. Now that Michael came back, it's time for the truth about him being Sasha baby daddy to come out. The truth about Gio finally out. What else secret they keeping around here? What else? Oh, Nina and Drew. The fact that Nina and Drew slept together more than once or whatever. They had slept. Didn't they sleep together? Wasn't they sleeping together when he initially clicks? When he initially kissed her? Didn't they? Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, they did. But yeah, them all the spoilers they got, y'all. I think they said once again they're not airing no new episode today. That's why I said I was gonna do this spoiler video. Um, the Bold and Beautiful, they don't say nothing about no encore or nothing like that on there. It look like they gonna play it. I just read something that said Beyond the Gates is not gonna air, and I was like, what? Ain't they on the same network? I said, how they gonna not play? There's too many episodes that Beyond the Gates been out of though. But yeah, I said, how they play The Bold and Beautiful but not Beyond the Gates? But yeah, that's it, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next video. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day and be safe.